Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Look Back, where I take a look at reviews that I did a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 20 years ago this week, and tell you what I think about them now, if I think about them at all. So let's start with 20 years ago. I reviewed a game called Code Sudoku, and 20 years ago, Sudoku was the craze. It's still very popular, obviously, but it was fairly new, at least in popular culture at the time. And this game was very much a Sudoku board game. I would play it a whole lot less today, 4 out of 10. Color Magic. This was made from the same people who brought you such classics as Math Magic. It's not very good, 5 out of 10. I Spy in Common. This is a game that I was probably nicer to than I should have been, with you matching, finding things that are in common, and then arguing. Definitely a game for kids. It's just not that great, 5 out of 10. Elvish Checkers. Hey, let's mix checkers, backgammon, and laying traps for your opponent. Not a terrible game, but not one I remember much at all. 6 out of 10. Agora Barcelona. This one I remember a lot because this was the first one that came with meeples that did not look like Carcassonne meeples to me. There was meeples with dresses. And this is almost a game that felt like it should be in a museum type thing. If you went to Barcelona and you went to a museum there, this is a game you'd find there. And it's fine, 6 out of 10. And then, 20 years ago, I reviewed Glory to Rome. Glory to Rome, what a game. This was not a great packaging, came in a clamshell, not great artwork. And in fact, I don't know that it's ever had a terrific version of it, but this game, definitely when I reviewed it, not a lot of people took notice, but it kind of got its way into the public domain. People really went crazy over it. It's now impossible to find. It has not been reprinted for a lot of litigation reasons, but the game, if you can find it, you can try it. It's one of the first games that had the idea of using cards for multiple things. You were in this game, there were multiple ways of victories. It's a game that kind of put Karl Chuddik on the map. A lot of interesting things. I like it fine. I think it's very interesting, but I think my rating would go higher if I ever played like some sort of definitive version of it. Anyway, 7 out of 10. 10 years ago, ooh, a lot of bad games. Here we go. Horrible Hex, which is shockingly well named. 3 out of 10. Zombies vs. Cheerleaders. I think my 4 here is incredibly generous. If you just look at this game, there's some fun things. The cheerleaders are more fun to play than the zombies. But come on, look at this game. 4 out of 10. Age of Steam. Now, you'd think I would love this game, but this is one that I used to really enjoy. And I still think there's a really good quality game here, and a lot of people are going to love it. It's just not as much for me at this point. The bidding, it's very tight. The new production, of course, is very nice, but for me, it's just a 6 out of 10. Mod X, a game that looks terrible, so my 6 is actually pretty good for it, where you're trying to put different X's and backgrounds in a row. 6 out of 10. Modern Art, another classic game that I don't particularly love. This is an auction style game, but a lot of people really do enjoy it. But for me, it's just fine. 6 out of 10. Orphan Black, the card game. It's funny, when this game came out, I was like, I didn't know there was a show. So I went and watched some episodes of Orphan Black, which I thought was okay. I forgot Orphan Black was a TV show till just now. We're looking at this again. And there's 3 different hidden teams. Again, it's fine. 6 out of 10. Cat Tower. This is a game where you're bending these cards. The cards you have to bend them in a specific way to stack, and it's shockingly fun. 7 out of 10. Mord M. Arosa. This game always shows up when people talk about games that are unique, because in this one, you're dropping cubes in this tower and trying to figure out which floor they land on by just hearing. Some interesting ideas there. 7 out of 10. Andromeda did not come out 10 years ago, but I re-reviewed it. This is a game that we lovingly talk about, the cosmic ashtray, but you're shaking up cubes, having come out. An early game from Alan Moon that I think is pretty good. 7 out of 10. Nautilus Industries. This is essentially, it's about, it's from Lamplight Games. Hey, we're making the Neptune Seas look great. It's a stock market game, which is actually pretty good. 7 out of 10. Steam Time. This is a game I completely forgot about till just going through this. From Rudiger Dorn, you're going out with these big steamships and collecting crystals. It's a solid Euro-style game, 8 out of 10. And Onitama is now 10 years old. Onitama, a fantastic game. I think the second game in the Dice Tower Essentials line. A really great abstract game, 9 out of 10. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed Zombie Teens Evolution. And while I love the Zombie Kids game, Zombie Teens felt like you were doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so while it was fine, I didn't love it as much, especially as a legacy game. 6 out of 10. Bees. I want to like this one more. It's beautiful. From Next Move. These really cool bees that you're moving around. Very abstract game, which was fine. 6 out of 10. Shot and Totten 2. Did you know Shot and Totten had a sequel? Well, no one remembers it. Unfortunately, it's an okay game that tries. It's almost like a variant of Shot and Totten, and you go, I'd rather play the real thing. So 6 out of 10. Decipher. This is a word game from Peter Alatka and Bill Eberly and Peter's son. The designers of Cosmic Encounter made a word game. Now, it's not an amazing word game, but it's a pretty good one where you get pieces and then you make those together to make words. 7 out of 10. The Shores of Tripoli. The only reason this gets a 7 and not higher is because I think the game only has so many paths to play, but a very good taking the Tripoli battles and the pirates versus the Navy there. Some neat, very well done, abstracted to some degree, but some neat concepts war game that I thought was very palatable. 7 out of 10. You're a Penguin, stacking penguins and cards. 7 out of 10. Magic Rabbit, a game in which you're trying to rearrange some rabbits and hats in order. A cooperative game that's small, simple, fun, good for families. I was pretty impressed. 7.5. Seastead, this is a 2-player version of the bigger game. And yeah, there's some neat concepts, a nice back and forth 2-player game. 7.5. Hallertau. This is one of Rosenberg's games. It's fallen for me a tiny bit, because I don't play this as much as I play, say, Caverna and Le Havre and A Feast for Odin. But still, a decent game, 7.5. After the Empire, a game where you have you're building a castle and then enemies are attacking from all directions. I still really enjoy this game. Worker placement, love the pieces, love the resources. A lot to like about this game, 8 out of 10. And then last year, I reviewed Theme Park Mania. It's just not good at all. It looks beautiful. I love theme parks. And it's like, it almost feels like this game was never play tested. 3 out of 10. Refuge. So this one is also not a game that I want to keep playing. And for some reason, it is slipping my mind what the game is about. So I'm quickly looking it up so I can pretend, oh, that's right, Refuge. This is sorry, I needed to look at the picture to remember it because the name wasn't doing anything to me. Refuge is a game in which you are pulling stuff from a bag. And it's so lucky. It's so lucky. 4 out of 10. I cannot recommend it. Cube Monster. A big game where you're moving on a cube and fighting. It's all about cubes. But the game also, again, has some strong luck to it and just not a lot of paths to victory. 4 out of 10. Nocturne. I like most of the games that these people make. But this one, for me, felt like a lesser version of other games as you're kind of bidding. But it was too hard to see ahead in this game, and it just didn't hit for me. A 5 out of 10. Emerald Skulls, a push your luck betting game where you're rolling dice, sort of. I think it's just too complex for how simple the game is. A 5 out of 10. Typewriter. I like the concept of this game based on an old typewriter where you're making words and out of letters. This is from Tim Fowers, and he makes a lot of these kind of games. This one is okay, but not amazing, and I think a lot of it is just some of the powers feel very, very better than others. 6 out of 10. Cryptic Nature, a game I really wanted to like about cryptids and moving around. So many cool features of this game, but the gameplay itself was okay and maybe a little long. 6 out of 10. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. A tongue twister game. I have an unnatural liking for tongue twisters. I think most people would not rank this a 7 like I did, but I'm still amused by it. Builders of Babel. This is from Simon Global. So Simon's known for their big miniature games, but they have a division over in Thailand that makes their own games. And this one here is kind of a 3D Tetris-style game with a lot of cool concepts. I thought it was neat. 7 out of 10. The Smurfs Hidden Village. This gets a 7, barely a 7. It is a cooperative game based on the Smurfs. And the components are not amazing. They look cool, but they hard to fit in a box and everything. But what you are doing in this game is you're attracting new Smurfs to your village. You're fighting off Gargamel and his cat's always coming after you. And also there's just a lot of different things to do. So it's an interesting cooperative game for people who are new to gaming for the most part. 7 out of 10. Black Forest, another Uwe Rosenberg. This is kind of a remake of Glass Road. I feel like this opened up Glass Road and found a lot more enjoyable options in it. A 7.5. Gun It. Such a fun game where you're all in a car going down a highway and people are coming around you and shooting at you and you're shooting back. One person's driving the car, the person's shooting. Such fun thematic stuff. It's a very small game, but there's just you can kind of see the cinematic stuff happening over the course of it. An 8 out of 10. And then Potions of Azurland. Well, I think the theme is kind of snoozing. Like, hey, I got some stuff. I made some potions. I delivered them to people. But the actual picking your actions at the same time as everybody else and trying to pick the best action before someone else with a unique, where tie-breaking really matters in this game. There's a lot of fun concepts, a little bit of leveling up. There's just some neat stuff to this from a first-time publisher at the time. Potions of Azurland, I give it an 8 out of 10. And there you go, folks. Those are the games I reviewed 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.